YouTube! Ban list, clam list, RAM list. We have 64 gigabytes of changes to the Genesys ban list. Yes, that's how many there have been made. So there are a whole bunch of changes here, from increases to decreases as well. Slight adjustments of the numbers, new cards, cards that haven't been on the list, and cards that have been on the list and need to be dropped a little bit. The context of the Genesys format, I just want to probably stipulate that I would assume there's going to be Mitsu hits. That just seems like a given. Habakiri, for context, is 0. Ritual, I think, is like 60. There very likely needs to be a couple of tuning pieces. Nothing major, but maybe just a little bit on some of the good decks that are completely unpointed. I want to say like Archmage is maybe a deck that is 0 points. That might gain a little bit. Radiant Typhoon, Vanquish Soul. There's a couple of decks up there that are very, very good and just have very little to no points. So I would assume they would tune that just a little bit. And from there, honestly, I don't know. I think the format is pretty healthy and pretty good. From the very little amount of Genesys that I playtested, there is so much to look at. And also, very quick before I forget, Genesys format, new ban list, tournament, free entry, Farfa Genesys Open number 2, next Sunday. I don't want to tell you the exact time because daylight savings is kind of messing with us for the last week or two. So join the Discord, discord.gg/Farfa, enter completely for free, Genesys ban list tournament. All right, with the new list. So hopefully this will be enough changes to make it somewhat interesting and valuable. So here we go. Increasing. Albion, the branded dragon, is going up to 20. What was taking advantage of this? Because it wasn't branded. It was probably some small engine using Albion to go into a Mirror Jade. Was branded playable? I didn't see any branded decks in any... Oh, there was like one top in the Sao Paulo. Oh, the new spell. True. Oh, that is very observant. That's crazy. So they are doing this probably in response to the fact that there's like the new structure deck now. So that's actually huge. Kind of setting a precedent that they're willing to hit newer, well, I wouldn't really say new cards, but you know, a newer strategy developing because of like the addition of the new card meant that branded got a little bit of a boost. So Albion needed to go up in points a little bit. So that's very cool. Wait, what? That's a bit much. No? Isn't that a little overboard? Guys, you could say that they went 0 to 100. That one's for free. Next one's gonna cost you a sub. All right, that's insane. Is Mitsu completely dead now? They have to drop Ritual a little bit, if at all. Can you play Mitsu without Habakiri? I don't even know anymore, man. That's insane. All right, Banquet of Millions. 51. Oh, so this card deletes the entire X deck for the turn. I don't know why 51 exactly. Some sort of FTK? DD Dynamite FTK? What is this? Macedon 2022? Like, what do you mean Dynamite FTK? Have people been playing that in TCG? Why is it? Why that Konami make a fun new format for people to enjoy? An interactive, gameplay-based, low-power format, and you people find a way to fucking ruin it. Why is that your goal? Every time. Okay, increasing Black Statue from 60 to 70. So I assume there's like a relevant point threshold here so that you can't do something specifically with this integer. So that's interesting. 6, 7. Same thing with the Earth Barrier Statue, the Light one, the Fire one, the Wind one, the Water one. Okay. Whoa! Very random card, but for those of you who are unaware, Beals has an effect that I believe when you take burn damage, it increases its attack by 500. So it sort of infinitely loops with... Is it specifically Flare Metal? Is that what they were doing? It constantly activates between Flare Metal and Beals, and it causes you to just take 500 from the Flare Metal. But because you gave your opponent Beals, it makes you, you know, pay 500 or take 500. You know, honestly, it's shocking that Black Garden didn't even have any points in the first place. So, yeah, that makes sense. I think technically this is a engine card for the Ancient Fairy stuff. The new support for that. I'm not sure, but yeah, okay. Black Garden to 51. Shocking it was at 0, to be honest with you. This card is always responsible for something stupid. Assault Dragon only going up by 1 single point. What is... Okay, so... It means something. It's... You know, remember that the Genesys ban list is very similar in the sense that it will work with other cards. So even though 1 and 0 are functionally nothing, it just means that you can't use it with another card. So in the same way that Flare Meadow can interact with Beals, I guess Assault Dragon can also likewise interact with Beals. No, it's vibes-based. Guys, listen. Simo is a guy who is a Yu-Gi-Oh player, okay? Same thing with Bramble Rose. They're nerfing Branded even more? Jesus. Like... Like, don't get me wrong, like, Branded isn't, like, broken in Genesis. It's not, like, destroying the format. Like, really? That's so overboard, right? I'm not trying to defend Branded, but, you know. Brigand as well, up to 10? Brow to 3. Interesting. What was Dark World doing? What were they doing? What were those Dark World players up to again, huh? Someone tell me the point of Cerulean Silva. What's going on here? This is a Pearly hit? Like, Deep Draw Exodia? Blazar goes from 1 to 21. DD Dynamite. Okay, well, you know, that's good. No one complained about that. Domain up by 1 single point. Okay, this I think is specifically last turn related, isn't it? You pay half your life points. Making it cost 1 means that you can't play it with last turn, so it's completely dead. This is a Stevie ban list. Listen, I gotta respect the hustle of putting up combos like this and then being the one who gets to actually be responsible and be like, I did this. I did this. Last turn is 75? Okay, well, I assume there's some other card that works with the Dynamorphias. Wow, yeah, they're all here. Doo-Doo Warriors up to 7. I don't think that's like a specific thing in mind, but it is just like, you know, the Gaga stuff is very good. Dragon's Mind. What is this card? Spell Trapper monster effect is activated control monster with 25 original attack defense, negate and destroy. Not sure what this is for. It's a white forest card. Regenesis hit. Okay. Ass Piss. So far it's been primarily FTK related things, but for those of you who don't know, when this card leaves the field, destroys many face-up monsters your opponent controls and then inflict 800 to them. So I think this was something related to Black Garden. This is the only time I've seen Ass Pest being used is with Black Garden specifically, but I guess there must be more interactions. Gus like, I feel like I'm just in a time warp here. Gus Kraken hit? Like, what year is this? Gust Kraken in 2025. Oh my god. Mind August. 0 to 100, yep. Ouroboros got nerfed even harder, jeez. Dude, there's like nothing like relevant per se, quote unquote. It's all just like FTK killing. Okay, Lars is up to 20. Exosister nerfs. Oh, is this the first Exosister hit? Because I think that deck was basically at 0, right? Oh, Pax as well? Oh, Doug Z. Flying Z, thank God. Jesus. Okay, this card should be way higher, but, you know, not being biased as a Burning Abyss player, this card is absolutely ludicrous. In a non-link format, any Xyz deck just... I don't know how you beat this card. Like, I don't know how you beat this card. Yeah, like, it just... How do you justify it? Like, how do you justify this? If you play a deck that is running... that you side against for Flying Sea, it's like you just shut down their turn. Like, what's the outplay? Like, you can't say Tribute Summon because normally you start your turn with a normal summon to do your plays, and then your opponent Flying Sees you. Like, what, play the game without normal summoning, then you can Tribute Summon, and then what are you even tributing? Like, what, draw Book of Moon? Yeah. Ooh, Lapis. 51 points on Lapis. Necromirror. Aquamirror. Tamer Editor. Gladbeast good? Gladbeast good, apparently. Okay. Goblin Biker Grand Breakout. Grand Gadol... you can't make support for Branded and then hit the deck instantly. They're getting their own anime. All right? Did they not watch the part where Albaz fuses himself with Ecclesia's Dragon, Nussie, etc.? No? Okay. Gazelle Prison? Ha! This card is exactly like D-Barrier, by the way, pretty much. But I mean, that's a stretch. But, you know, it's the Walmart Temu D-Barrier. If you control a face-up monster that was Tribute, Ritual, or Fusioned until the end of your opponent's next turn, neither player can Synchro or Xyz. Synchro and Xyz can't attack, and their effects are negated. So, yeah. Hot Red, Dragon Archfiend, Abyss to 20. Interesting. They nerfed Calamity even harder. Surprised it was only 1, to be honest. I mean, this should probably just be a 100 card. Like, what are you doing with this card? Like, what are you doing? Name one fair interaction with Hot Red. Ichi Sayori Hime. Isn't this a searcher for... Who is this for? At level 4, light or dark with 800 attacker deck from your deck to your hand. Doesn't this search like Spoon or something from Magistus? An Exo hit? Why are they hitting Exo so hard? Are they like pre-nerfing Exo with the new support? Is that out soon? Like, was it top deck? It wasn't, like, insane. Whoa, Kali got to 100. Exo was crazy, dude. I mean, like, the good thing is, like, there wasn't, like, a turbo-dominant deck in Genesis, which is always good, right? But, yeah, Exo was, like, strong. Iron Thunder to 5. K9, bigger hits to K9, even after they initially... So, I mean, this is technically the first Genesis list. They gave us an update after the release of Genesis, but they did specifically mention that that was backlog that wasn't technically updated in time or something like that. So they hit it even harder here. 10 to 15, 13 to 15. Werewolf as well, 0 to 10. Ooh. 1 single point on Levitain means that you can't play the Generator Boss Monster and VFD together. Because that's the most important thing in the Generator end board, which is kind of funny, by the way. I mean, you don't need VFD to play Generator. It is good without it. It's a 0-pointed deck. 1 now, technically, but yeah. That's very good. Now you can't have both of them. Last turn. Thank you for your service, Stevie. Honestly, he's doing us a good favor for the community, because later when we get the Genesis 2026 YCS, we won't have to watch last turn FTK on stream. Which, I mean, I don't know. In some ways, you could argue that could be like absolute cinema. But you know, he's definitely putting in the work to make sure that these cards aren't you know, doing anything problematic. He's a beta tester, exactly. Stevie, thank you for your free labor in working with Konami's QA department. Manju just to 1. Ooh, okay. Can't believe Manju is still like the standard searcher for some decks in 2025, but sure. Manju to 1. Can't add Habakiri. Dude, Mitsu is so down bad. Mitsu is so down bad. Holy shit. Tax Dragon going up by 16. Okay, that's a very specific number, so I assume you'll have to drop some branded cards if you want to play Masquerade. Which is probably fine, because you don't really need Masquerade. Like, you can just play branded without this. It's not random, but, you know, it will be for a reason. Megalith! Megalith hits. Holy, okay. So, Megalith is an insane deck in Genesis, by the way. That deck is legitimately crazy. It sets up like a ton of disruption. It's very consistent. Super strong deck. So hitting stasis up to 3 is a pretty massive hit. I don't know if this restricts their ability to play more hand traps and stuff, but this is very good. Was that a ASCII cock in my chat? Awesome. Yep, cock. Nash Knight to 10. Nerva, Power Patriot to Creation. So they did hit an Archmage card. 5 specifically means that maybe they're squeezing out some staples. It's not an Archmage card, it's a Link 3. Tributing 3 monsters with different types. Ooh. Now, was this hit because of Archmage, or was this hit because it was being used literally as a Link 3 monster? I hope they haven't hit Chorozo, by the way. I love that card. Okay, actually because of Archmage. Maybe both. Okay. Foxy tuned to 5. That's interesting. So, for context, Punk had no hits whatsoever. You could just play like a full punk deck in Genesis. So putting some numbers on Foxy Tune is good. 5 is a little low. Maybe it's some synergies involved, but punk probably should have some numbers. Cicada King to 5. Heraldry Crest to 1. Number 69. So Konami wants us to have 169. Konami wants to give us 169. They want us to 69 once. Okay, fair enough. Reasonable. There's a Radiant Typhoon hit. Okay. Numeron Dragon goes up to 21. Oh my god, Dragon Art to 80. This has to be FDK related, right? Please don't tell me this is just like the dumb Master Duel combo of like Mystic Walk or whatever. Right? That's a very, very specific number. It actually is? That's so dumb. So, I mean, we're like, are we even halfway through? There's a lot of cards, but there are so many interactions in this, or changes and shifts here to prevent floodgates, locks, turn skips, all that kind of dumb stuff. So, Konami Genesis and the team responsible for fixing the format and curating and R&Ding it is very based because they don't want you to do this stuff. So that's really cool. Enter Vladimir to 13. Phantom of Yubel got nerfed even harder. Yes! Ooh! I'm particularly happy about this because the Genesis randomizer series that we do with the Wonky Quartet means that extra being at 0 makes it a staple that you can play in every single deck. And I just don't want to craft a playset of extra deck cards. Okay, this is for monetary financial reasons. I don't actually care about the design relevance or the competitiveness of Extrav. I hate having to use 3 copies of a card in my extra. Aren't they SRs? What do you think Extrav banishes to draw to? It banishes extra deck cards. Look, just don't banish. True. You could just play one. True. You could just play one of your extra deck card that's like an ultra and just don't banish it. Just don't banish it. QQ Enagon. Yeah, so again, just completely pushing out VFD from Generator. Question to 11. Well, I mean, more Rip Bozo FTKs. Flare Metal to 1. Flare Metal to 1. You're a question mark. That's very funny. Impulse to 5. Retaliating C. Reversal Quiz. Whoa. What's wrong with the question cards, huh? What did they do? Table 500 ass cards. And Senju! What? Does Mitsu have a searcher? Do they have, like, what? Is Mitsu, like, dead? Like, dead? Scolding to 5. Terratop got nerfed even more. Wow, they can't stop hitting BA, man. It's so cringe. Sprint to 10. Cipher to 21. Is this like a Blue Eyes hit? Super Poly got bumped up just by 3 points here. 15 on the following. Whoa. So this is, like, irrelevant of what this card is and what it does. This is a brand new card. Out of the gates, legal for like 3 days, and they instantly hit it. So this is a very, very, very important precedent that they're like setting with this, because it means that whenever the next, like, you know, tier 0 deck is released into the format, there is a chance that they will probably just pre-hit it. Now, they were kind of wishy-washy in the article talking about what they would do in the future with new cards and stuff. But whenever the next best deck is after Vanquish Soul, Draco Tail, Yummy, there's a very good chance that they might be willing to actually just hit out of the gate new cards in the core sets and stuff. So that's very important just from a design perspective of this. Satanic. What does a branded deck look like? Does anyone know? What is a brand? Someone tell me what branded Genesis is. Mirror Jade Pass with like 4-card combo. Mirror Jade Pass. Like, what is a branded deck? It does it. Like, every card in here is a branded card. Totem Bird to 3. You can't nerf BA like this. Trap Trick to 3. I'm surprised that Trap Trick was 0, to be fair. But yeah, this is going to push out some stuff relating to FTKs, I assume. But not big enough to actually do anything relevant in decks that are playing Trap Trick. Except for, you know, Labyrinth, I guess. Is Labyrinth still... Okay, we haven't got to the decreases yet. Hopefully they'll unnerf some Labyrinth. Man, this is where the man list comes in. This is the man part of the man list. Man. Only 5 though, which means that a place out of the best card is going to cost you 15. So it's probably going to hit some of your staples. I wonder if there's more man cards. Trish to 13. Mercuria to 5. The dragon that devours the dogma. Wow! Konami printed a whole ass new structure deck surrounding a new deck, and they just killed it. They just don't want you to play branded. Do not buy the structure deck. Apparently, buy it for the cute token. That's it. Like, branded. No. Rip. 0-point Genesys randomizer. Holy Sue got nerfed even harder. They did specifically mention Vanquish Salt in the article. So, yep. Even, wow, Jiaolong to 11 as well. Sheesh. What the whoa. I assume Snow Devil is 0, but like... Wait a fucking minute. Hold on. Holy Sue, 33? If you play 3 Holy Sue, that means you can't play Raisin. What? That's way too much. That is way too much. That is like, the deck is dead. Like, what? Well, I mean, it's not dead. You can play pre-Holy Sue. You know? What does that mean? They want you to play 1? Okay, all right. So, oh my god, there's a lot to unpack here. This is controversial, but going to the discussion and subject of Yu-Gi-Oh! Card design going second, the premise that they've slowly been setting over the last couple of sets is making Havness style, we play on each other's turn style cards has been very popular with some people and has been very negative with some people. It's a very deliberate design decision to fix Yu-Gi-Oh's going second issue by creating Faimina, Holy Sue, etc., and letting players activate cards on each other's turn, which means that like cards like Holy Sue are the most powerful cards you can have in these archetypes, irrespective of what they actually do. It's like 2 disruptions by itself. But the point is like, I feel like, do they want us to play turn 0? Do they not want us to play turn 0? It's so weird, right? It's like, I don't know. Maybe it's different philosophy for the TCG, but in Genesis, maybe they're taking a different angle with it. Because I would argue in Genesis, maybe that type of gameplay could be okay. But maybe in Genesis, people are not looking for that. It really just sort of highlights and kind of brings the discussion to what do they want from Genesis? Like, specifically, what is their point? Like, do they want you to just not have this type of gameplay? Do they just want, like, generic hand traps rather than play on your turn style archetype engine pieces? I guess it'll be interesting to see how it develops in the future. I guess I don't really have a strong opinion on it. I think both are valid. But yeah, I think, like, playing on your turn in Genesis format is probably not the format for it. And that's definitely more like a modern TCG style thing, so... Anyway, also, the one thing we can agree on is it's all vibes-based. Monstrosity to 1. Okay, alright. Generator taking some L's here. They dropped back. Okay, point decreases! Decrease! Alright, come on. Come back, Swordsoul, please. Can we put Emergence to, like, 2? There's no way it deserves to be 33. Come on, alright. Baron buff, which is a choice. It's not a lot, don't get me wrong. 80 points is massive. But, it's, you know, if you were to go and tell someone, hey, they buffed Baron, that would raise eyebrows, you know? Card of safe return. Ooh. Special summon from the graveyard, draw 1 card, right? Ooh, like that. 33 points, all right. Slowly realizing that a lot of DM staples are shit and, you know, not very good. Crimson Dragon buffed. Okay. All right. Down to 80 points here. Centurion players feeling pretty happy now. I guess this is okay because by bumping Calamity from, what was it? It went from like 1 to 21. That means you can just play Crimson now. Oh yeah, the Blazar, Siffer are all 21, so this also makes sense. So you can play Crimson Dragon, just not for those targets, which is weird because what is even left at that point? Impulse nerfed. Buffed, rather. That's interesting. I feel like Impulse is not a card I would like to be buffed, I'm going to be honest with you. 25 is still high, though. Like, that's a fairly large number. Dominus Spyro. E-Telly. I still think E-Telly is way too high. 35. It means you can technically... I think you can play 2 with 70 plus... I think you can play a playset of Charmies in Punk now. With a playset of Teleport. Sorry, with 2 Teleport. That's still a lot. Henki, slight buffed, 40 to 35. Fossil, so all the Rotas going to the same value is interesting. Mourner buff, okay. You can play some more hand traps. Okay, Ghost Ogre. Genesys was 20. Yeah, that's a strange one. They did hit, what was it, Tamer Editor in this list? The OG Genesys at 20 is crazy, by the way. Proving Ground down to 25. Okay, so Gladbeast still like relatively hit, honestly. I mean, how of all the decks that is getting pointed, you would think like, you know, Punk and stuff like that would be crazy unpointed decks. Like Generator, for example, is still basically unpointed, right? You just can't play VFD. You're really gonna tell me that they think Gladbeast is like way ahead of that shit? Like Proving Ground 25 is insane. Like compare Gladbeast to Generator and Punk. Like you would think Gladbeast was a tier 0 deck. Squirmer dropping, okay. Oh, that's big. Harpy's Feather Duster buff, halving the cost. That's big. All right. Heavy Storm as well, dude. Oh my god. Wait, you could just play 6 of these if you want. Damn. If you play a rogue unpointed deck, you can just play 6 with some hand traps. That's kind of sexy. Ripper buff. Why would you do this? Oh, that's a pretty cheap Lightning Storm. I'm not gonna lie. Huh. I mean, it's not that cheap. 60-point Lightning Storm just to sit in the side deck versus specific matchup feels still very expensive, isn't it? Oh wow, some branded buffs. There's no way. So the first branded fusion gets a buff. All right, that's fair. Mason, 5 points. Wow, yeah. I mean, to be fair, I mean, I think like they must have playtested ninjas to the point they thought this deck was insane. You know, Geo special summon book, make Mason on the following turn now. 20 points down to 5 is a huge buff, to be honest. Metamorphosis, Mirage of Nightmares now 0. Mirror Jade down to 10. So they what? They want you to play like 2022 branded like Lebellion summon Mirror Jade pass. Mitsurugi Prayers. Okay. I mean, I don't know. Habakiri's at 100. What are you gonna do with Mitsurugi cards? Ritual down as well. Monster Reborn. When like are people gonna play 3 Reborn? This card I think will hit 0 and still be like unplayable. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, so twofold some thoughts here. Principle number 1, I don't really like Nibiru. I don't really think like it's a well-designed card. It's not how I would approach fixing going second. Point number 2, assuming that it's fine and it's cool and all that kind of stuff, I would personally like end boards to be hit rather than the things that stop the end board, because if you are designing the game in a way where you give people tools to beat end boards via game-winning cards, you have to draw them. Whereas if you just functionally at the core root level lower the ceiling of the end board, then you don't need high swing, high variant cards like Nibiru to exist. You see what I'm saying? So if the board has a power level that is low enough to be cracked with Engine, then you don't need like these, you know, just high variance cards like Nibiru, right? Because they're very swing related. Like Nibiru either like auto wins or like doesn't do anything, right? It just gets played around. So that's kind of like the way I see it. Yeah, from a military perspective, mutual disarmament is unironically maybe the way it works, right? Because the Yu-Gi-Oh! End board arms race literally can just be described as an arms race, right? As the end boards are becoming, you know, literal nuclear missile levels of powerful, well, you need to counter that by making your own nukes. And by having blowouts like Dark Ruler and Nibiru and Shifter exist, you just create this environment where like whoever pulls off their nuke first wins. Whereas if everyone just had knives, then it's more of an equal fight. I know that's a very good analogy, which I'm famous for, but you see what I'm saying, right? I hope you can understand what I'm trying to say here. So anyway, have you been watching war documentaries again? Just stop summoning, yeah. All right, Nightmare Apprentice, 33 down to 20. So some Chimera buffs. Nightmare Throne buff. Wow. Glad that Yubel's coming back. Not sure what Yubel does without Fiendsmith. It sounds a little bit cursed, I'm not going to lie. Draglubion dropping to 80. Rank 8 OTK, right? Dangers, Alpha, Bigfoot, Grenmaju. Overlay into Numeron, attack for game type thing. You know what I'm saying? Premature Burial buff. Oh, wow. Vanishing Lanius completely removing the points for Rady Shadies. Rota, Airlifter, Soravis, Right Starter. That's a pretty big one. Yes! Woo! That's still very expensive. But at least I can play a playset of Emergence and Chisao and one or two more cards, I'm pretty sure. So the deck still sucks, by the way. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, Sword Soul's not good. I can play Sword Soul without Emergence, but I can play Baron. Especially with the Baron, the Nibiru buff. Oh my god, that deck is unplayable. Yo! Ashuna Matata! I mean, 33 was massive, dude. I don't know what the hell that was about, but yeah, 33 down to 13 is pretty good. 10U without links. You see, Sword Soul cards are very good because they make links by themselves. Why is Ashuna pointed at all? Because there's no link monster, but like, you understand that the whole point of the 10E hits is like, for some reason, someone in the Genesys team apparently thinks Sword Soul is like the most broken deck in the game. Like, I don't know why they think that. I don't know how they came to that conclusion, but Sword Soul at like full power is like 200 points. Like, Sword Soul might be about 60-70% of the point cost of Tearlament. Like, full power Tearlament is what? Like 300? 350? Sword Soul's like 270 or something, full power. At least before this ban list. So, I don't know why they think Sword Soul is so broken. Full power tier is 2k. Okay, to be fair, when I say full power tier, you could probably drop some consistency. Maybe remove like some field spells. Is tier 2000 exactly? Man, we need to do a 2000 point Genesys wheel, huh? Hidden Shitty, Union Hanger. Are they dropping all field spells to the same number? No. 25 on Union Hanger. And Yaguramaru, the Armor Ninja. Ninja buffs. Okay, well, the biggest takeaway from this man list is VFD, Unplayable, and Generator. Bunch of FTKs have been hit. Exosister getting some removal with... getting some clashes with their handies. What else is some good takeaways here? Branded getting murdered. Vanquisher getting murdered. Brand dead. Habakiri getting completely neutered. Yeah, so I guess it just makes the format even wider. I think Archmage is definitely going to be a crazy deck to keep an eye on. I think that deck is going to have very, very high representation now, potentially. Although, you know, it's a weird deck that some people don't really gravitate towards. Where's the Radiant Typhoon hits, by the way? They specifically mentioned that. Or I think, like, Thunder Theory mentioned it in his metagame analysis. You guys should go watch that video, by the way. It's very good. He was, like, rank 2 on DB, talking about the format and stuff. And, yeah, it's weird. Totem Bird was the hit. Cicada King and Totem Bird. Hey, man, maybe Mystical Space Typhoon needs to be 1 point or something, eh? Eh? All right, so yeah, that's the clan list. Very cool. All right, let's have a look at the oh, there's no updated comment things here. Let's I guess we'll do some memes. All right, you guys should have some memes for me. Okay, Genesys ban list memes somewhere. Make sure you guys join the tournament. Genesys format tournament this Sunday with the new list. Make sure you sign up. Discord.gg/Farfa, free to join, etc., etc. All right, here we go. Sort by likes. Mitsu players considering how to build after the points list. No Habakiri. It does say that on the card. That is true. This will affect the Archmage population, I think. Nibiru to 5. Is the branded player taking the list well? Yeah. No. This month has been the absolute worst for lab players. X draft to 10 and trap trick to 3. Meanwhile, each labyrinth trap is 33 points. I think full power labyrinth might be like 200 or something at this point. It might be as much as Tearlament. Not even close, but you know. Only hit in Genesis. Only hit in Genesis. Banned everywhere except Genesis. Okay. Rip Raisin. Gun down in front of a Taco Bell. Okay. What the fuck? I haven't seen it or if it's real, but Ancient Gear be winning. I got a PhD in dueling for a reason. Thank you, Stevie Blunder. Stevie, thank you for your service. All I'll say is thank you for your service. I am never going to financially recover from this. What is that? Is that a Radiant Typhoon card? Who that? Doug Charger himself. Just won an MD Genesis tournament playing this pile, and holy shit, it was fun. What was fun? What was the fun part? What was the fun part of the Genesis tournament you played in? Was it setting DD Dynamite and search, or was it like searching it with Trap Trick? Because like you do get to pick up your deck and shuffle it. You know, it's kind of nice. Like what's the word? Very soothing. Just shuffle your deck like after you search with Trap Trick. I mean, yeah, I guess looks really fun if you're you know, evil, I guess. When the Sisterhood gets hit and you were just getting into the spirit of things. Hey, but fire on the floor, 85 to 80. Terror top, 3 to 7. Nope. When they hit Flying Sea, but then they effectively ban Dragonar and hit Dodo. Zexel memes. Zexel dreams. Edited the meme after the freaking emergency list. Arch, Nemesis Protoss, current status, OCG, Unlimited, Limited, TCG, Genesis 100, post-emergency ban list, Protoss, Genesis, Protoss, TCG, House of Banned Cards. Okay. Just say you hate Mitsu, Konami, or Billy. Just say you don't want to see the deck played again. When I meet the horse of absolute disagreement. Can we play Mitsu after the point changes? Okay, Dryden. I want to be... Alright, thanks everyone for tuning into this Genesis ban list, man list, clan list, pan list, ram list, team Sam list. Subscribe, etc., etc. Thank you all for tuning in. And once again, Genesis ban list tournament this Sunday on my Discord server. Discord.gg/Farfa. Make sure you guys sign up, take part, and we'll have a grand old time featuring the VFD lists, the man-filled Labyrinth list, Habakiri list, and branded list event. Someone try play branded, please. Someone try make that deck work. All right, bye-bye.